5, 4. Good afternoon. Today, Inspector Errol Watson from 51 Division will be providing an update on a collision that occurred on April 15, 2025 on the Nelson Mandela Walk at Toronto Metropolitan University. Following his update, there will be an opportunity for questions. Inspector?
Good afternoon, and thank you for being here. I'm here to provide an update on yesterday's incident at Toronto Metropolitan University, and most importantly, to share who we are looking for in connection with this event. As many of you know, at approximately 2 p.m. yesterday, a vehicle drove down a pedestrian walkway at TMU, injuring 4 people. Thankfully, 2 of those individuals sustained only minor injuries and did not require treatment. The other 2 victims were taken to hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. We have confirmed that none of the victims were students or staff of the university. As we have stated yesterday, we believe the vehicle was intentionally targeting a specific individual on the walkway. The suspect we are now seeking is Ryan Petroff, 23, of Toronto. His image is displayed beside me here. We believe this individual is dangerous, and we are urging the public not to approach him. If you see him, call police immediately. Mr. Petroff, if you are seeing this, get legal counsel and turn yourself in to the police. I can also confirm that the vehicle involved in this incident was a green 4-door Honda with stolen license plates. At this time, we have not yet located the vehicle. I understand there's significant interest in the circumstances that led to this violent incident. What I can confirm is that individuals at the scene were able to identify Mr. Petroff as the suspect. To protect the identity of the victim, we are not commenting on the nature of the relationship between the suspect and the targeted individual, nor can we speak to the motivations at this stage. Thank you. Once again, if you have any information about what happened yesterday, or if you know the whereabouts of Ryan Petroff, please contact police. If you see Mr. Petroff, call 911 immediately. You can also reach us with information at 416-808-5100, or leave an anonymous tip through Crime Stoppers at 416-222-TIPS. I'll now take any questions.
Inspector, can you talk about the efforts being made right now across the city, and I imagine across the GTA, to find Mr. Petroff?
Yes, well, since the original event that occurred yesterday, we have utilized all our resources as the police service to see if we can find this individual. So I will say this, Mr. Petroff, regardless if you come to 51 Division or any of the other divisions within Toronto, please get in contact with the legal counsel and turn yourself in today.
The license plate and vehicle description were put out pretty quickly. Have there been any more sightings of the vehicle in particular since 2 o'clock this afternoon? Where is his last known location?
We are still working on identifying where that individual is right now, so that's part of our investigation.
Any further sightings of members of the public who saw your description or heard the license plates as per the duty inspectors at the scene yesterday?
I do not have any details if there's been any recent or further sightings of either the vehicle or the individual in question, but that is why we're asking the public, if you do see this individual, please contact 416-808-5100 or contact and anonymously TIPS, 222-TIPS.
I imagine that they're, like, during 2 o'clock in the afternoon, fleeing that scene in downtown Toronto might have caused some chaos. Was there any other damage in the city caused by this person and that vehicle?
From the information that we received at the time, other than the people that were injured, there's no other damage that we could identify.
Is Mr. Petroff known to authorities?
If Mr. Petroff is known to authorities? Well, since this is an active investigation, I cannot comment on whether or not he is known to the authorities, but I will ask once again that if anyone does see Mr. Petroff, to please contact us. And I also say to Mr. Petroff, it's in his best interest to come and turn yourself in.
Inspector, he's charged with 2 counts of fail to comply with probation, which obviously he's been in the criminal system before. Can you speak at all about his criminal past?
Other than the information that you have there, I can't speak to his criminal history if he had one previous or otherwise.
People at the scene told CB24 yesterday that perhaps he'd been someone who stayed at Covenant House. Do you have any information about Mr. Petrov being in the city's shelter system, whether recently or some point in the past?
I cannot speak to whether or not Mr. Petrov had been in the shelter system previously, as this is an active investigation. We are still working on using all our resources to be able to identify and find this individual.
TMU is under your jurisdiction in 51 Division. Today we've just heard from them actually a few minutes ago that they've increased putting more planters around that walkway. What do you say as a public safety expert, and what you would say to TMU as to how they can best support their students and make it as safe on campus as possible?
It's understandable in an incident like this that people may be concerned as towards what could happen in the future. We work very strongly with TMU and their management when it comes to making the place safer on a day-to-day basis, and we will continue to work with our partners at TMU to look at strategies that we can use to advance safety at that location.
You mentioned that the license plates were stolen. Was the vehicle stolen as well?
We're still working on that right now, so I cannot determine whether or not the vehicle was actually stolen at this time.
We're going to take one more question.
I know you won't comment on the nature between the victim and Mr. Petrov, but can you talk about if the victim is cooperating with police?
What I can say is the most important thing is we're looking at the safety of the victim. So at this time, because it's an active investigation, I cannot state anything further as towards whether or not there's a relationship between the 2 parties. What I can say, though, is that we continue to work as hard as possible to be able to find this individual and have him brought to justice.
Just one more, if I may. Obviously, we've been at the school today. I'm just wondering about any police presence at the school and what's being done right now to ensure continued security of the students, staff, and other people who use that route.
That's an excellent question. So as I stated before, or was advised earlier, 51 Division, TMU is part of 51 Division. We have an excellent relationship with the management and staff there. In fact, I just had a meeting today with some of the representatives from TMU. So we will continue to work on strategies in order to enhance safety at that location on a regular basis.
What's your message to the community, people who are not necessarily connected to TMU, who are concerned about high risk of incidents like this?
I will say that this event, based on the information we received, it was a targeted event, so I do not believe there's any danger to the community at this time as a whole. This is an event that occurred yesterday, and we do not look at any, shall we say, future events of this at this time.
Thank you, everybody.